Communities in Schools has made the difference in our graduation rate here in Catoosa County. The wraparound services that they provide for our students are critical, and they meet the needs of our students. We form partnerships. They help us with community support in our county. Communities in Schools takes that need and goes into the community, determines what kinds of resources our students need in order to meet that need. And they are the ones who bring that to the table. And they are a support structure to all of our high schools, not only our Performance Learning Center, but all of our secondary schools here in Catoosa. So we see them as a support structure to meet the needs of our students and take away those barriers that are keeping them from being successful. I see Communities in Schools as something similar to a hospital that works in conjunction with our Performance Learning Center. Students that we identify come into Communities in Schools, and they basically determine what basic needs they have. They either provide mental health services, dental services, food, clothing, social services that perhaps the family has a need for, and they meet those needs, and they triage those students so that then our Performance Learning Center can work as doctors and nurses to determine their academic needs so that they can graduate from high school. So it takes all of us working together to be able to meet those needs of those students. The site coordinators are critical. When the recession hit, we lost our graduation coaches in Catoosa. Our graduation task force determined that the graduation coaches were critical. We actually saw our graduation rate drop when we no longer had the services for our graduation coaches. So once we determined that was a need for our county, Communities in Schools came in and looked for funding opportunities for site coordinators at our middle and our high schools. They wrote grants. We fundraised for those funds, and Communities in Schools placed a site coordinator in 5 of our 6 secondary schools, and we are currently working on funding to put a site coordinator in that last middle school. Well, if you are considering Communities in Schools for your school district, you have an opportunity before you that you cannot pass up. Communities in Schools makes the difference. Take this opportunity, look at it seriously, because you will see a difference if you partner with Communities in Schools.